Hi everyone, in this video we'll be looking at expanding brackets. So we're continuing with algebra, but now we're going to look at expanding brackets. In the previous videos you would have looked at simplifying algebraic expressions and so on. So you can look at those other videos before you come on to look at this video. Now let's look at this question or this example we have in front of us. 4 open brackets x plus 3 close brackets. Now to expand these brackets, or to remove the brackets, we need to take the number that's on the outside and multiply by everything on the inside. So for example, this is my question here. 4 open brackets x plus 3. Now you see how between the 4 and the brackets there's nothing, there's no operation, no sign, right? There's always an invisible multiplication sign there, right? It's not, we don't write it all the time, but it's there, right? So I would have wrote it right down here, right? Now what we do now, you can draw arrows. We are saying number on the outside by everything on the inside, meaning we're going to say 4 times x. So that's 4 times x, right? Then 4 times positive 3. And 4 by positive 3 is positive 12. So we simplify, we get 4x plus 12, and that's my final answer there. Now I'm going to show you the other way. Now we can do it separately, piece by piece. So 4 by x, write that down separately here, 4x. And then 4 times positive 3, remember we looked at directed numbers. 4 by positive 3 are all positive numbers, so that's positive 12. And now you just put the two pieces together, right? So you get 4x plus 12. Let's look at the second example here now. I have 5 open brackets 2y plus 6. Now remember there's an invisible multiplication sign in between here, right? So 5 multiplied by 2y, right, is 10y. So let's just write that in the corner here. 5 times 2y is equal to 5 by 2 is 10, and you just put back the y, right? And then we have 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by positive 6, and that gives me positive 30, right? So you get plus 30, and that's my final answer right there, right? And now let's look at some ones with a negative sign in it. So let's look at number 3 here. We have 6 open brackets x minus 2. Again, invisible multiplication sign. 6 multiplied by x is 6x. So again, I could just write that in here. 6 multiplied by x is 6x. And then we have 6 multiplied by negative 2. 6 multiplied by negative 2. Remember, we did this in directed numbers multiplication. When I have a positive number multiplied by a negative number, it's negative. And 6 by 2 is 12. Put everything together, so you get 6x minus 12. Good. And then number 4, we have minus 3. Open brackets a, take away 5. Again, put in invisible multiplication sign. You don't have to put it in, but if you need to see it, put it in. So now, negative 3 by a. So that's negative 3 by a will give me negative 3a, right? So you can put that in there one time. And then negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 multiplied by negative 5. And when you multiply and the signs are the same, and negative by multiplied by negative is a positive, so you get positive 15. And that's how you get the positive 15 there, right? Pretty simple, but it needs practice. That's why we did the directed numbers multiplication and division before, and also we did the addition and subtraction. So look over at those videos. So now let's look at this exercise here. Again, pause if you need to, try it on your own, right? And then press play when you're ready for the answers. So now we have 3 open brackets, 3x plus 4. Again, you could put the multiplication sign in between if you need to. You don't have to, you can leave it out, but just know there's an invisible multiplication sign there, right? So 3 by 3x is 9x, and then 3 by positive 4 will give me positive 12. Good. Number 7, for number 2. For number 2, I'm not going to put the invisible multiplication sign there, because by now we should know when there's a number in a bracket, in between there's an invisible multiplication sign. So 7 by a is 7a, and then 7 multiplied by positive 6 will give me positive 42. Good. Now let's number 3. 3 by m is 3m. And then 3 multiplied by negative 5 will give me negative 15, right? Number 4, negative 5 by x will give me negative 5x, right? Because that's a negative by a positive there. And then negative 5 multiplied by negative 2, right? Positive 10. Good. Number 5, 9 by 5x is 45x. And then 9 multiplied by negative 9 will be negative 81, right? So pretty simple once you practice expanding brackets. Try over the question if you need to, the questions if you need to, but math is all about practice, algebra is all about practice. And if you know algebra is a topic that you don't like, really make the extra effort and practice. All right, so I'll see you all in my next video.